Where are you?
Hello?
Hi, my name's Beth and I'm calling from Hopedale Medical Clinic. Am I talking to Angie Weather?
Yes?
Okay, that's great. You came to us last week to run some tests. The results are in, and
Are they okay?
Dr. Matthews asked if you could come in. He'll explain everything.
Wait, is something wrong? Am I ill?
We don't give out this kind of information over the phone, I'm afraid. Let's arrange a visit, shall we? Can you make it this afternoon?
Sorry, can you repeat? I can't hear you very well.
I said,
I want to help you. Draw an X on the door and come to me.
What?
I want to take a closer look.
Who is it? Wait a second.
I think you might actually have a chance. I have a good feeling about you.
It's your voice I heard on the phone, isn't it? Who are you?
As you can see, I'm a cat. I used to have a lovely warm home, but one day, Andrea got sick. She came to Burnhouse Lane. I followed her, and I stayed. Where else can I go?
Who's Andrea?
She was my friend, of course. A long time ago. We both died in that fire, but I simply refused to accept it.
Why am I here?
This is where the sick come to die. Where else would you be?
Are you sick too?
No. I shouldn't really be here. But cats never obey the rules. Instead, sometimes I try to help poor souls like you. Because I know how to cure your cancer. This rotten sickness, slowly killing you from the inside. I can give you a fresh start. If you're willing to work for it, of course.
There's no cure. There's nothing they can do.
But there is something you can do, Angie. The cure's inside you. You just need to reach in and find it. But it will not be given easily. You must prove something to me first. Prove it to yourself.
I'll do it. Just tell me how.
I'll give you 5 tasks. Complete them all, and you will live. First task is to bring an evil man here to Burnhouse Lane. You're going to meet him very soon. Don't let him lull you into a false sense of security, but make him follow you here instead. He won't come willingly, of course, so use the chalk you found to draw an X on the door. It'll take him straight to Burnhouse Lane if he walks through it. Here he will pay for his evil deeds. Go back now. A new day is coming.
But
We'll meet again soon. But now, take the door. Go back. I believe old George will need your help.
George?
Morning, dear. Looking for Joyce. Joyce! I need to talk to her rather urgently. Is she around?
Sorry, but did you just let yourself in?
Well, I've been ringing the bell for quite some time. No one answered the door.
That should have been a good indication to you that either no one's home or someone's busy.
I am a man of God, and God needs no invitation. Besides, George knows me well, and so does Joyce. And speaking of Joyce, where is she? I have a little business to discuss with her.
Well, she's clearly not here, is she?
But she's always here, looking after old George. How else would he manage the way he is these days?
Oh, that Joyce, the caretaker.
Yes, that's the one. Where is she?
Joyce is not here. She's had a car accident. I'm here covering for her while she gets better, but it might take a few weeks before she's able to work again.
Oh, no. No, no, no. This is just not good at all.
Okay. Well, I'll get back to work now, shall I? It was nice meeting you.
You won't throw a God's servant out into the rain like that, will you? It's pouring out there.
Well,
I'd like to look around, if you don't mind. Maybe Joyce left me a letter, a note of some kind.
I don't think so.
You never know. It might be worth checking.
This business with Joyce is something really important to you, isn't it? What do you want from her? Maybe I can help you instead?
I'm afraid I'm not allowed to talk about it. I'm sure you understand that what's said in the confessional stays in the confessional.
Fine. I don't really care anyway.
Good. Let's leave it at that then. But since I've already come here all the way from the village, I think I'll see how poor old George is doing today. Morning, George. I'm coming in.
Morning, nurse. Morning, father.
What? Another one? Who are you and how did you get in?
That's just Kieran. Don't mind him. He lives on the farm and does the sheep. Quite literally, I've heard people say.
Don't listen to that fool, nurse. He just likes to bully people, he does.
Well, you're Welsh, right? And I've seen you around sheep.
I'm a bloody shepherd. Of course I'm around sheep. We look after them.
These poor creatures look absolutely terrified every time you get near them.
That's exactly what I thought last time I came to your Sunday Mass, father.
And when was that, Kieran? 10 years ago? 20?
Stop bickering, you two. What did you want, Kieran?
Well, I was on my way to the sheep pen to feed my sheep, not do anything horrible, right? So I'm walking through the east yard towards the house. I'm not too happy, because it's absolutely pissing with rain out there, and I can already feel I have water in my boots. But then guess what I see? Poor old George is sitting right on top of the barn. I called out to him, I said, "Come on down, mate, you're gonna fall." But he just blanked me. So I thought I can't deal with this. Because really, I'm just here to look after the sheep. Crazy old people are way above my pay grade.
Shit.
Isn't it your responsibility to keep an eye on George at all times, nurse?
Lead me to the barn, Kieran. I'll deal with this.
Let's all go. By the sound of it, this situation may call for some divine intervention.
Bloody rain.
And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house. But it did not fall, because it had been founded on the rock.
Up there.
Fuck. Sorry. But why would he go up there?
Why don't you tell us? You're the caretaker. George! Come down, for goodness sake!
See? Nobody listens to you, mate. And neither does George.
He probably can't hear me from up there.
Father Rob, any ideas?
I wish the Almighty gave us angels' wings at times like this. But since he doesn't, I think I'll resort to the next best thing.
Which is?
I'll pray for his safety, dear.
I guess it's better than nothing. Has George done this before?
I wouldn't know. I usually stay with the sheep. I swear, if you call me a bloody sheepshagger once more...
Well, I've not called you anything. But you know what they say, Kieran. There's no smoke without fire.
This is one tall barn.
It's very old, too. George told me that his father built it back in the 50s.
Great. That'll make climbing it even more exciting.
I wonder if you can see my church from up there.
Why don't you climb it and find out?
Well, I'm not that curious.
Are you any good at climbing, Kieran?
Oh no, I ain't going up there, nurse. I'm sorry. The planks are all rotten through. And those ladders, well, they weren't built for a man of my stature.
Or your weight.
Can you just bugger off? I don't even eat much. I've got a fat gene from my mother. That makes my agility a wee low. So what?
Oh, I've seen you step dancing at the village fest. No fat gene hindering you there.
Fine. Last thing we need is you getting stuck on the roof as well. You're both useless. I'll get him.
Good. That's what Joyce would do.
Be careful up there. Lady, you're trying to kill me! Did you see that? This metal rod almost impaled me. It was this close.
Probably just bounce right off you.
All right. Because I'm so fat. Is that it?
You said it, mate.
Can you please give us a word of warning before you start dropping heavy objects from up there? I mean, it was a close one this time.
Mind your heads down there. It's about to rain potatoes. Nice view, You can see for miles from up here.
Aye.
Now, please, listen to me, George. It's time to go.
We'll go then.
But what about you?
We'll stay.
Do you mind if I sit down with you?
You sure? We'll get a wet bum.
It doesn't matter. I'm soaked through already. Tell me a story, George.
You don't want to hear it?
Yes, I do. Tell me about your life here. What was it like?
Well, I've had a very good life on this farm, but it took me a while to realise that. When I was young, I wanted to go out there and see the America that I knew from the movies. See the Wild West for myself. But I never did. It used to be my father's farm, and when he passed away, he left it to me. He was an angry man, always shouted at people. Anyway, I was convinced I'd follow in his footsteps and live a mediocre life I never wanted, until something happened. It was the 4th of September, 2 years after Dad had passed away. I was on my tractor, heading up the hill to mend the fence, when I heard a crash. I stopped suddenly. I got off, and I saw this bicycle, all crumpled up, sticking out right from under the tractor's front wheel. I saw a lady's foot. I had no idea at the time that 6 months later I would marry that foot and its owner, and that it would be the love of my life. Penny was her name. She was a new vet in town, and the most gorgeous woman I'd ever laid eyes on. I picked her up in my arms, my heart racing, ready to rush her into hospital. But she just smiled and said, "Are you George Taylor? Or you have a sheep that's poorly?" Would you believe she was more concerned about the sheep than herself? Bless her. She really loved animals more than anything. Luckily, she wasn't nearly as damaged as her bicycle. Just a couple of scratches and a sprained ankle, which was quite extraordinary, considering she'd been hit by a bloody tractor. I waited for her, with a bouquet of flowers in my right hand, and a box of chocolates in my left, right outside the hospital. We both knew that this was meant to be. My lovely darling Penny. I tell you, she turned my life upside down. The farm that I despised so much finally became a home. All of a sudden I couldn't care less about Wild West and the cowboys. Penny opened a veterinary clinic here. Then Sarah was born and we started a family. Life was good. But good lives don't last forever. They're always followed by the dark times. There was an accident one day. We had a lot more horses here back then. There was this one bad stallion, Derek he was called, nasty old thing. I had jumped and kicked Penny suddenly while she were giving it injections, and she just flew and hit her head on the wall. She didn't die straight away. I was in the hospital with her for 3 days, watching the life in her slowly drain away. She was only 42. That's too young to go. Too young. But hey, look at me rambling on. I didn't mean to bore you with my old man's stories. See you back at the house, dear. That's a nice cup of tea.
It'll warm you up, George. You'll be all right.
Of course he'll be all right. He's a tough bloke. He wrestled bears and punched wolves back in his days. Isn't that right, George? Oh, I don't know about the bears, Kieran.
Where's Father Rob?
He said he was going to look around.
Yeah? I bet he's snooping again. You look like trouble, and so does your mate, the priest.
He ain't my mate. I hate him. But if we're gonna judge people by their looks, then you look to me like someone who likes to play with the razors, cutie face. Yes, I noticed those scars, and I know what they are.
Do you?
I may not look it, but I'm not stupid. Listen, I know you have your own shit to deal with, but that's fine. I don't care. Let's just be friends, for George's sake.
Fair enough. I'm not looking for enemies.
I tell you what, I'll cook dinner for everyone first, and then we'll shoot some bottles. How about that?
Oh, so you can cook too?
Hell yeah, I can. I make a smashing roast lamb with Brussels sprouts and mint sauce and all. George loves it, but there's no oven in my caravan, so I'd have to cook here.
I don't know, Kieran.
I think we could all use a proper meal after a morning like this. But I'm gonna need some cooking wine. I doubt there's any here. George has always been a sherry kind of guy.
Someone say sherry?
There's a bottle of red in my caravan. Could you get it for me, please?
Why can't you get it yourself?
A dinner like this is a lot of work. I'll never make it on time if I don't get started on the vegetables straight away. Plus, the old leg's hurting, like a son of a bitch. And you'll be walking that way anyway. Joyce always does, this time of day.
To do what?
To feed Richard some carrots.
Richard?
The horse. He lives in the box just outside the big barn.
Have you had your breakfast yet? Because you can have this doner kebab if you want.
Oh, nice. You sure you don't want it?
I'm sure. Yes.
All right. Nice. This'll keep me going until dinner. Cheers, nurse.
I'll go then. Anything else I should do while I'm there? Milk the cows? Harvest the crops?
No. Just get the wine and give Richard some carrots so he can love you forever.
Okay. But you better watch George while I'm gone.
I won't let him out of my sight, nurse.
What are you even doing here? Are you deaf? That man's gonna turn you into dinner. Run!
We're not eating Midge. There's lamb meat in the freezer, silly.
Oh, right. Then I guess you can relax, Midge. Just don't look in the freezer.